my wrongdoings and the dark truth about Super Mario Plush. EP Warrior, Valemonastra95, Carl character Valemonastra95 FT.
Here we go again.
Valemonastra14, I have to say something to you. Please read this post very carefully. It's important. We had an argument / fighting between you and me 3 months ago. This time I messed all of you up due to my stupid immaturity.
She admitted it's her fault.
Sensitivity and frustration, which I didn't like them, but I'm improving my behavior. Now I explain you everything for what I do wrong, and believe me, I'm not trying to be mean. First of all, I got brainwashed by a baddest YouTube username, Evil Destiny Lloyd, and I admitted many mistakes, but doesn't mean you never trust me anymore.
You know,
Gary14, you are not the only one who messed me up months ago. Ryan08, Carl character Valemonastra95 FT did the same thing to me, especially Super Mario Plush, because he's been mean for me, and he and the other YouTube users didn't know that the elemental containings are against the 4-tire series, meaning they risk to get us salted to get putting the entire periodic table in serious danger, along which is making many 4-tire series, and I don't like it at all, because this makes me a little mad.
Oh, give me a break, Valemonastra95. First of all, stop playing the victim card and blaming everyone else for your own behavior. Nobody brainwashed you, your actions are your responsibility. All I did was criticize you for how you act, and instead of taking it constructively, you doubled down, started playing the blame game, and even tried to get me and my friends a false head base. That is not improving your behavior, that is avoiding accountability. And now you're re-dragging an Evil Destiny Lloyd like it has some grand conspiracy. We all see what you're redoing here, it is just another way to deflect blame. The fact that it hasn't been a year and you're still attacking me and my friends shows who really needs to grow up. If you spend as much energy on actually improving as you do on making excuses, maybe people would start trusting you. Until then, stop acting like the entire periodic table depends on your drama. It's exhausting and nobody is buying it.
If you don't know about the 4-tire series, the elemental containings are very dangerous for the troublemakers.
Bruh, they read fictional characters. They don't exist, they don't breed, and they definitely don't care about some YouTube drama. Acting like the elemental containings are out here ready to win. The troublemakers is like saying grocers can't file taxes in your behalf. That's ridiculous. You're putting way too much energy into defending characters who, spoiler alert, aren't real. Maybe focus more in the real world issues, like your behavior, instead of acting like you're a spokesperson for a bunch of imaginary good-tailings. Oh, trust me. Oh, and trust me, we all know about the 4-tire series. But seriously, the elemental gooblings are very dangerous for the troublemakers. What is this? A fanfiction dystopia? Are we supposed to be shaking in our boots at this made-up threat? Newsflash, it is not that deep. The gooblings aren't lurking behind the scenes of YouTube ready to take down the 4-tire series like some kind of elemental justice squad. This sounds more like an elaborate excuse to stir up drama than a legitimate concern. Maybe focus less in imaginary threats and more in real accountability for your actions. The troublemakers you're worried about are just people who criticized you. That is not dangerous, it is just called feedback.
Here's the dark truth about Super Mario Plush and EP Warrior. For Super Mario Plush, I already cut ties with the troublemakers 4-tire series because they are too rude and violent for me, and I also cut ties with him permanently. He forced Jacob Garrett to cut ties with me by chatting on Discord and DeviantArt very badly. He committed a child abuse in this 4-tire series as well as a character abuse. He's a spy user of the entire website. He also a toxic Pot Monday hater. Even I am a Pot Monday fan too.
Now, Valemonastra95, your claims are getting more ridiculous by the second. Let's address them one by one, because you're clearly grasping at straws here. Child abuse? You're accusing me of child abuse over fictional characters in a video? That is a new low, even for you. It is called storytelling, not real-life harm. Please learn the difference before throwing around serious accusations that make you look silly. Pot Monday hater. First off, I don't need to be a Pot Monday fan to create content, just like you don't need permission to post your questionable takes online. The fact you think 1 scene equals 8 shows how desperate you are to paint me as a villain. Spy user. What even is a spy user? Are you writing a spy novel or just inventing words to sound dramatic? Let me remind you, engaging with public content ICT spying. It is called watching. Maybe next time, try some clarity before accusing others of imaginary crimes. Cutting ties and playing victim. You cut ties with me? Great. But why are you still obsessing over everything I do? This constant drama and playing victim only highlights your inability to move on. Dragging Jacob into this, your attempt to manipulate Jacob Harrington by blaming me for your cut ties is laughable. No one forces anyone to cut ties with toxic behavior. They do it because they recognize the truth. In conclusion, your baseless accusations are nothing but an embarrassing attempt to stir up drama because you can't handle criticism. Instead of attacking others with absurd claims, why not try reflecting on your own actions? Spoiler alert, that is how maturity works.
I don't like when he sends to write the zero hate rude message against me, because this rude message contains too much treatment, harassment, cyberbullying, some hateful speeches, which I really hate at all, and that law plays out of the Coopalings and all of us. And he also said that I considered as a woman child user when, in reality I'm not. He has no respect with me, and he cursed the writing of the sage versions of Xenon Koopa, Helium Koopa and Oxygen Koopa, with their new looks, for good because of his rude message against me. Not only that, but he's taking me too seriously, and he also made not one, but 2 hateful videos out of me on YouTube, which contain treatment, harassment, and cyberbullying too.
You hate criticism, period. You claim my criticism is rude and harassment, but let us be real, you just can't handle the truth. Calling you out for your actions ICT cyberbullying, it has accountability. You have built this entire drama because your feelings got hurt when someone pointed out your behavior. Woman child. If you don't want to be called a woman child, maybe don't act like one. Throwing tantrums, accusing others of imaginary crimes, and playing the victim every time someone criticizes you isn't exactly mature behavior. Fictional characters? Really? Accusing me of cursing fictional characters? That is just ridiculous. Criticizing you doesn't mean I have some vendetta against Xenon Koopa or whoever. You'll be projecting, plain and simple. Respect works both ways. You demand respect but show none to others, including your so-called friends. You have tried to manipulate people, drag them into your personal drama, and now accuse me of making you a victim. Respect is earned, not demanded. Hate videos? I didn't make those nutshell videos to harass you. They were there to show how toxic your behavior is. If you don't like being criticized, maybe stop giving people reasons to call you out. Trying to build a database, your attempt to spin this narrative and rally people against me is transparent. The more you try to manipulate the situation, the clearer it becomes who the real instigator is. In summary, your refusal to take responsibility for your actions, your inability to handle criticism, and your constant victim playing only prove the very points I made about you. Instead of wasting energy trying to attack others, why not take a step back and reflect on why so many people feel the need to call out your behavior? Spoiler alert, it is not because of hate, it is because of your actions.
Who is not clutch and who is neutral to him. I suggest all of you do not trust him anymore and cut ties with him permanently, for what did he done months and years ago, especially the reanimations that he planned. That's why Super Mario Clutch is now considered a man-child user, and I'm not trying to bash your opinions. He must take real responsibility for his behavior, for what did he done months and years ago as well as mine.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Telling people to cut ties with me, because you don't like me is manipulative. People can make their own decisions without your biased influence. Stop acting like everyone owes you loyalty, because they don't, and calling me a man-child is ironic coming from someone who throws tantrums every time they be criticized. If anyone here needs to take responsibility and grow up, it is you. And the fact you say I have to take real responsibility, you claim I need to take responsibility for my past actions, but you continue to deflect blame for your own. How about practicing what you preach? You even claiming I am not trying to bash your opinions doesn't excuse you from bashing others. If you were truly neutral or respectful, you won't be making these baseless accusations to rally people against me. And bringing up old projects or ideas I had and twisting them to suit your narrative is a weak attempt at discrediting me. Let us not pretend this is about anything other than your inability to handle criticism. You demand accountability from me for things that happened months and years ago, yet you fail to acknowledge or apologize for your ongoing toxic behavior. It has the bot calling the ghetto black. In short, this is yet another attempt to paint yourself as the victim and discredit me without any real evidence. If you want people to take you seriously, start by taking responsibility for your own actions instead of trying to drag others down with you.
For DP Warrior, same thing, because he had Super Mario Plus cheated and lied all of us. Not only that, but he, along with Evil Destiny Lloyd, cursed the Ryan from the Saints versions of Chlorine Koopa, Strontium Koopa and Tennessine Koopa 2, with their new looks, and the voice of the Ryan from the Saints version of Tennessine Koopa is actually Sally. Not to mention that he made conflicts between us and insulted Jacob Carrington, which is cyberbullying, and some characters were not listening our advice by acting like a childish user as well.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. You started the conflict between DP Warrior and Jacob Carrington. Nothing. Just because DP Warrior added your character to his for-hire series, which you didn't like, doesn't mean he was intentionally disrespecting you. You never clearly communicated your boundaries, and rather than addressing the issue calmly, you stirred the drama yourself. And your excuse, you didn't want your characters added. The reason you didn't want your characters added to the series was because you feared they'd be assaulted. However, when DP Warrior added them, they weren't assaulted. They just entered and left the restaurant. You were complaining about something that didn't even happen the way you expected. This whole situation feels like you were just making up problems to fuel your own narrative, and now you're accusing me of cursing Chlorine Koopa, Strontium Koopa, and Tennessine Koopa, yet it's you who is behind the Evil Destiny Lloyd account, where you actively cursed these characters. Stop trying to pin your actions on others when the evidence is right in front of you. You're the one stirring the pot, not me. Also, you can accuse others of cyberbullying and being childish, but it's clear you're the one who needs to take a long, hard look at yourself. You continue to escalate situations, refuse to take responsibility, and deflect blame on the others, all while playing the victim. This is the behavior of someone who refuses to mature and accept their own faults. If you want to stop the drama, it's simple. Start by taking responsibility for your own actions instead of trying to twist everyone else's. Your hypocrisy is only making things worse for yourself.
But anyways, I'm so sorry for my immaturity that I had, but you are totally messed me up for that, and that's not good for me, because you made a huge mistakes too.
No, you are not sorry at all. And you're telling me we messed you up by telling you to stop acting immature. Wow. Just now.
No offense, but you should stop cutting ties with me, insulting me, exposing me, offending me, being rude to me and ignoring me for that, because they are against the community. It isn't worth it at all. I understand everything about your badness that you had, but I can't accept anything after watching you do something very bad to me, because you're just acting like childish users for me, and that's not very nice from your part. You should remove all your rude comments and hateful speeches about cutting ties with me, which are just getting on my nerves.
We're not obligated to stay around someone who disrespects us and starts unnecessary conflicts. You have been creating drama, making false accusations, and refusing to take responsibility for your actions. People are cutting ties with you because of your behavior, not because they were childish. You brought this on yourself. Rude comments and hateful speeches. It's ironic that you were complaining about rude comments and hateful speeches when you have been sending them out yourself. The way you have treated others, especially with your constant blame and deflection, is like people are no longer willing to engage with you. You can't expect everyone to stay quiet when you are constantly stirring up drama and acting like a victim. Accountability is key. You see, you understand everything about our badness, but have you looked at your own behavior? Instead of blaming others, maybe it's time you take a step back and realize that you need to grow and mature. Stop playing the victim card and start taking accountability for the way you treat others. If you want people to stop insulting and offending you, then maybe it's time to change your approach and stop causing drama in the first place. Until then, don't expect people to just ignore the way you act.
Cutting ties with me, insulting me, ignoring me, exposing me, offending me, and being rude to me is not fair.
Here's the thing. No one is obligated to stay friends with someone who constantly causes drama and refuses to take accountability for their own actions. Cutting ties isn't an act of violence. or bullying. It's called setting boundaries and protecting oneself from toxic behavior.
I'm just a good female user.
You keep playing the victim, but being a good user isn't the issue. Your actions speak louder than words. It is not about your gender, it is about how you treat others. You have shown a lack of respect, and that is what caused people to cut ties, not your identity as a female user.
Without me on YouTube and DeviantArt, it's not the same.
Sorry, but no one is irreplaceable, and the platform will keep going just fine without you. You're not entitled to dictate how others engage with these spaces, especially when you're causing conflict with your behavior.
Insulting, ignoring, exposing, offending, and being rude to good female users like me is against human violence.
No one is attacking you for your gender, they are responding to your actions. You're equating criticism and cutting ties with actual abuse and violence, which is not only unfair but diminishes the seriousness of what real violence and abuse are. This is manipulation, and it's not okay to use such tactics to avoid accountability.
I didn't deserve it.
You did deserve criticism and people pulling away from you because of the way you have acted. Your actions have consequences, and the fact you're blaming others for your behavior instead of recognizing your role in the conflict shows how little you have actually learned.
Cutting ties with good and innocent users permanently means too much cyberbullying, madness, disrespect, shame, disgrace, arrogance, rudeness, crime, treatment, harassment, offense, infringement, ignorance, and more.
Cutting ties with someone who consistently disrespects you and others is not the same as cyberbullying. People are distancing themselves from your negativity, and if that offends you, maybe it's time to examine your own actions instead of blaming everyone else. The real madness is how you're twisting this situation to make it seem like you're the victim, when you have been the one causing most of the drama.
No more friendship, no more trust, no more support, no more love, and especially no more fun with characters like the Cooptailings.
You can't demand friendship or trust after constantly treating people poorly. Friendship is earned through mutual respect, and you have shown time and again that you can't respect others. If people are moving on from you, it's because you failed to maintain those qualities, not because of some grand conspiracy against you.
These are unacceptable for all good female users like me.
This is the part where you use your gender as a shield, but that's not going to work here. Your actions are what's being called out, not your gender. You have been given opportunities to own up to your mistakes, and yet you continue to deflect and play the victim. You need to understand that the way you have been acting is the issue, not others' reactions to it.
You should understand about that if you're wrongdoing that well at mine.
Instead of calling out others for their supposed wrongdoings, maybe you should focus on recognizing your own role in this mess. The sooner you realize that your behavior is what caused all of this, the sooner you can start working on being a better person and fixing the relationships you have damaged. In conclusion, Valemonastra95, it is not about being a good female user. It is about being a respectful and accountable person. You have failed to do that, and now you're blaming others for your own mess. If you want people to trust you and support you again, try owning up to your actions and showing a real change in behavior instead of crying victim. Every time you face the consequences of your own choices. Now I am just gonna skip this next part due to the fact she is giving out personal information about locked her life, which she should actually keep that shit to herself.
Another truth is I am also a less talkative user. If you support me again to gain trust to your friends, Cooptailings, and especially your best friends, your own Cooptailings, I'll still on your side again, but you should be even more kind and respectful with me, including myself. I know the truth hurts, but cutting ties with me permanently, unsubscribing me on YouTube and unwatching me on DeviantArt give me strong heart attacks for years, because are my worst nightmare, which is real for me, and rude comments, messages, and hateful speeches against me should be removed permanently, because they give me nightmares and heart attacks for years too, including back chatting which, as I said, are against the community and women violence, but doesn't mean that I am now a bad user at all.
Whether you're talkative or not, ICT issue. The problem lies in how you have treated others and how you respond when people try to hold you accountable for your actions. Being less talkative doesn't absolve you of responsibility. Trust isn't something that can be demanded. It is earned through consistent respect, honesty, and understanding. You can't expect others to welcome you back with open arms without showing genuine accountability for your past behavior. Respect is a two-way street. You can't demand kindness and respect when you have repeatedly shown disrespect to others. If you want respect, you need to give it first, and that includes respecting boundaries and criticism. While it is understandable that losing connections can be emotionally challenging, it is not fair to guilt or manipulate others into staying in a relationship or friendship that is no longer healthy for them. People have the right to set boundaries and choose who they interact with. Constructive criticism is not hate speech. Labeling any critique as rude or hateful is a way to avoid addressing legitimate concerns about your behavior. If people are pointing out issues with your actions, instead of trying to silence them, you should reflect and work on improving yourself. Once again, you'll be conflating criticism and boundaries with violence, which is completely inappropriate. These are not attacks on you as a woman, they be responses to your behavior as a person. Misusing terms like violence diminishes real issues and comes across as manipulative. Whether someone is a good or bad user ICT issue, it's ICT about labeling you. It is about addressing the behaviors and actions that have caused others to distance themselves from you. Denying your role in these problems, while insisting others change isn't going to help rebuild trust. Valemonastra95, this is the reality. If you want to rebuild relationships, it starts with self-awareness and genuine accountability. Stop deflecting blame on others, stop twisting criticism into something it's not, and start making an effort to listen and improve. Friendship and respect guarantee, and it's all for free they are earned, and it is on you to take the first step.
It looks like a criminal man killed a young woman by committing a feminicide. It also looks like there's someone innocent in the jail. And it looks like the USA and Russia were finally allies and invaded willing to take over all the territories.
Comparing online criticism, which you brought upon yourself through your actions, to something as serious and devastating as feminicide is both insensitive and disrespectful to actual victims of gender-based violence. Feminicide is a real and tragic issue that affects countless lives. Using it to dramatize your own situation diminishes its gravity and is an extremely poor taste. You're not innocent in this context. People are holding you accountable for your behavior, not punishing you unfairly. If you feel targeted, reflect on your actions and take responsibility instead of playing the victim. This comparison is not only nonsensical but also irrelevant. Comparing interpersonal disputes or criticism to international conflicts trivializes both your situation and the real complexities of global politics. Let us be clear, the backlash to receiving ICT at a base or an unjustified attack as a response to your own actions. People are frustrated because you repeatedly refuse to acknowledge or address your mistakes, and instead, you escalate matters by making offensive and overdramatic statements like this. Stop making inappropriate comparisons, stop deflecting blame, and start addressing the root of the issue, your behavior. If you truly want to move forward and repair relationships, you need to demonstrate accountability, empathy, and a genuine willingness to change. Until then, statements like this will only damage your credibility further.
It is worth chatting for good in DeviantArt and Discord. And I also learned about your critics, which are very hard to accept them as well. And about our raw plays with the cooktailings. Well, it wasn't a good idea for us to do it on YouTube and or Discord. Even I don't have Discord because they are still a problem for us. But the fault is all evil destiny Lloyd. Sometimes we like to do raw plays with the cooktailings, users and some characters only in DeviantArt. We always made raw plays with the cooktailings 2 years ago, even when the Obcast voices got retired since 1 year. But honestly, I don't like someone getting a high base from users, which gives me nightmares and nerves as well. And this is against the community too. And I even don't like arguing / fighting with family, friends like you, and having conflicts between us, because in real life, arguments / fighting can lead to our mental health issues, anxiety, and depression, and that's not fair for all of us, especially myself. I also learned about your truth. DeviantArt is not about fighting and doing role plays. It's about having fun and making fan art. If you apologize me for good, I'll keep supporting you, but you should watch me back in DeviantArt and subscribe me again on YouTube, so I don't pay you. And together we might come back with force, friendship, kind, respect, courage, love, loyalty, passion, spirit, and especially fun. But unfortunately, I also learned that YouTube and or Discord are still a huge problem, because there are a lot of bad users. If my apology got tonight, that's not fair for me.
Constructive criticism is meant to help you grow, not attack you. Claiming it is hard to accept, while doing nothing to address the issues raised suggests you're unwilling to change. Acknowledgement without action is meaningless. Blaming others, whether it as an alternate account or another user, is a classic tactic to avoid responsibility. If this evil destiny wallet account is you, as evidence suggests, take ownership instead of passing blame. And also, a database forms when someone repeatedly refuses to take responsibility for harmful behavior. It is not about people hanging up on you without reason, it is about the consequences of your own actions. And you're a hypocrite, because you hate arguing and fighting, yet you consistently escalate conflicts by refusing to engage in constructive dialogue. If you genuinely dislike fighting, start by listening, acknowledging others' concerns, and addressing your behavior without excuses. And about the part where you said, DeviantArt is not about fighting and doing raw plays. Correct, but your actions, constant drama, blaming others, and refusal to engage respectfully contradict this statement. If you believe DeviantArt is about fun and creativity, act accordingly. And we are not apologizing, this is manipulative. You're remaking your support conditional in others apologizing to you when you be the one who has caused harm. Genuine apologies come from reflection and remorse, not coercion. Apologies are not about fairness, they are about taking responsibility and making amends. Expecting an automatic forgiveness card is not how apologies work, especially when the harm you caused has yet to be fully addressed.
For Jerry14, I'm very sorry for blocking you on DeviantArt. I shouldn't do that against you. I promise you to not do it to you ever again, because you're the best user ever. For Jerry14, I'm very sorry for blocking you on DeviantArt. I shouldn't do that against you. I promise you to not do it to you ever again, because you're the best user ever, and you're always welcome to my DeviantArt profile and pages that I made, but you should remove your rude comments out of me, which contains too much hate, heartless cyberbullying, and supporting me again, so don't blame me for good.
If you were
For Jerry14, I'm very sorry for blocking you on DeviantArt. I shouldn't do that against you. I promise you to not do it to you ever again, because you're the best user ever. For Jerry14, I'm very sorry for blocking you on DeviantArt. I shouldn't do that against you. I promise you to not do it to you ever again, because you're the best user ever, and you're always welcome to my DeviantArt profile and pages that I made, but you should remove your rude comments out of me, which contains too much hate, heartless cyberbullying, and supporting me again, so don't blame me for good.
If you were truly sorry, this apology won't come with conditions like demanding support or removing supposed rude comments. A genuine apology takes ownership of your actions and does not expect anything in return. And the part where you said, you'll be the best user ever, and you'll be always welcome to my DeviantArt profile. This attempted flattery feels insincere and manipulative, especially when paired with your conditional demands. It has a transparent tactic to regain favor without addressing the harm caused. The part where you told him, you should remove your rude comments out of me, which contains too much hate, heartless and cyberbullying. This is a blatant lie. Jacob Harrington hasn't done any of the things you're accusing him of. Defaming someone to protect your image is a harmful and dishonest strategy. And when you told him, if he is supporting him again, don't blame you for good. This demand reveals your true intent. You don't want to repair relationships. You want to rebuild your influence and shift the narrative in your favor. Expecting automatic forgiveness, while continuing to manipulate and lie demonstrates a lack of genuine remorse. Your apology isn't sincere. It has another attempt to use Jacob Harrington as a pawn in your larger scheme to attack others like Valemonastra95, RO character fan, and 395 FTL. Until you stop fabricating stories, manipulating people, and refusing to take accountability for your actions, no one has any reason to trust or support you.
Here's a dark truth about those three manipulated users. Ryan08, RO character fan, and 395 FTL. For Ryan08, I thought we were friends, but I guess not. He is another one of the immature users ever had in my entire life. He gave me a false hell base. He said, I'm still not Swift, while on DeviantArt, I am. First, I'm enforcing any DeviantArt users to participate in the protests against me, which is dramatic, just like when some blinders kept protesting and complaining about Nodcast Voice's retirement in mid-October 2023. He made 2 hateful posts about me by putting me on the naughty list for Christmas, while in reality I am on the nice list. He's taking me too seriously and forcing my watchers to not trust me and cut ties with me permanently by abusing me. He's He's trying to call YouTube and DeviantArt team to ban me from these websites. He's causing conflicts between me and the other users on YouTube and DeviantArt, which are a part of drama. He should stop screen-showing me on YouTube very badly due to his misinformation and repeating the same hateful speeches to me, because he's not slick at all. I'm sorry to say this, but I'm only a good and mature DeviantArt user who can't handle their drama anymore, and I blocked him for good, along with borrowed character Valemonastra95 to stay even safer from his dramas in this website. And he should stop protesting, complaining, and acting like a man-child user as well, because even Destiny Lloyd already has her head base on YouTube, and she's also responsible of all the YouTube community for causing mature users too much drama. And he's thinking that she wants me on YouTube, when in reality I'm just a good account due to the bad users like Super Mario Plus and his subscribers who got ties with me, and that made me very mad. Also, the elemental Coupalings too look are actually the right of the Hero 8 versions of themselves, not fake Appearingtons. And don't forget I have my own versions of the elemental Coupalings too, but my magnesium can only speak Greek, and they are also non-troublemakers. I was supposed to make some expressions, not right of the Hero 8, and I prefer the old ones, and he made a hateful video out of me, which contains too much heartless and cyberbullying. Not to mention that the Super Mario Plus are still not ignoring me due to their misinformations and immature actions. I am no longer his friend anymore. The same thing goes to borrow character Valemonastra95 too, because the manipulated users don't belong here on DeviantArt, and only the immature and manipulated users act like a childish user, and I really hate maturity too much. For you, Sharing 14, I don't want to lose you, and I don't want to be all alone, because you're all still here, in my heart.
You are guilt-tripping Jacob Harrington with false apologies and emotional pleas, not because you care about him, but because you want to use him to further your agenda. This is not genuine friendship, this is manipulation. Jacob doesn't owe you forgiveness, especially when you continue to lie and drag him into unnecessary drama. Also, if Valemonastra really has the out of them deviant team on you, where's your proof? Either way, you should not be talking, because you tried to call YouTube to have me and Valemonastra's accounts closed with no proof that we actually violate the out of community guidelines. You accuse Valemonastra08, our character fans, and 95 of creating drama, yet you are the one spreading lies about them. You are deflecting blame for your own actions and refusing to take accountability. Exposing your harmful behavior is not cyberbullying, it is an effort to protect others from being hurt by you. You claim to hate immaturity, yet your behavior spreading false claims, stirring up conflicts, and refusing to listen to criticism is the definition of immature. You cannot demand respect while disrespecting others through lies and manipulation. The evidence strongly suggests that you are behind the evil Destiny Lloyd account. Denying it, while continuing to use the account for drama is only making your case worse. If you truly want to move forward, take responsibility for your actions instead of creating more lies. You need to stop dragging others into your mess and own up to your behavior. Apologies mean nothing without genuine change, and you have shown time and time again that you are not willing to change. Until you take real accountability and stop manipulating others, people will continue to call you out. The best thing you can do now is step back, reflect, and stop creating more drama. If you truly want to rebuild trust, it starts with honesty and genuine respect for others, not guilt trips, false claims, or lies.
And as for you, and Clark, I'm terribly sorry for what happened to you about the Valemonastra community and hating yourself for your embarrassment 2 months ago. But it's not your fault. It was the Valemonastra community's fault to do that, but luckily they apologized to you. I was just trying to help you for good, but I was completely wrong, and because of my immaturity that I had around you, I fell in Super Mario Plus's darkest trap, where he forced Jacob Harrington, Valemonastra08, our character Valemonastra95 to cut ties with me by chatting very badly in Discord and DeviantArt, making me cry very sadly due to my stupid immaturity, meaning I was acting like a childish user, and I couldn't see the light anymore. Super Mario Plus, DP Warrior, Valemonastra95, our character Valemonastra95 are such evil man-child users ever, because they cheated and lied me. And I'm very sorry for making too many raw plays out of the Coupalings in this website due to the brand's bad updates, especially the Nodcast Voice's second retirement, since I'm in October last year by not featuring me in your future videos anymore. And now I hate myself. Even my best friend, my own Coupaling, and the rest of the Coupalings felt very bad for me as well.
Your continued behavior proves you are not interested in change or accountability. Instead, you persist in spreading false claims and playing the victim to avoid responsibility for your actions. You are accusing me, Valemonastra08, our character fan, 2095 and others of forcing Jacob Harrington to cut ties with you. That is blatantly false. people made their own decisions to distance themselves from you because of your behavior, not because anyone forced them. Claiming you fell into the darkest trap or that people cheated and lied to you is just another way of avoiding the truth. The reason people are done with you is not because of lies or traps, it's because you have consistently refused to listen, learn, or take accountability. You keep demanding apologies from others when, in reality, you are the one who owes apologies. If you want people to forgive you, the first step is to genuinely acknowledge your wrongdoings and stop deflecting blame on others. Bringing up the coattailing role plays and trying to link them to completely unrelated events like violent updates or outcast voices retiring is irrelevant. No one is criticizing your interests, they are criticizing your toxic behavior, manipulations, and lies. You need to understand that trust is earned, not demanded. Your continued attempts to shift the blame on others and paint yourself as the victim are why people don't trust you. If you genuinely want to change, here's what you need to do. Stop talking negatively about others. Apologize without making excuses. Accept that not everyone will forgive you immediately, and that is okay. Work on improving yourself without dragging others into your mess. Until you take these steps, people will continue to call you out for your actions. It is time to stop the lies, stop the drama, and start taking responsibility. Anyways, this is me, SMP, signing off.